Well, best bit for today, there can only be one best bit, which was also probably my most scared bit. The most frightened I've ever been on this sofa in my life was sitting between you and Kim.
Bless her.
I mean, to be fair, and I mean, I'll watch it back, but she definitely got frostier before you said anything.
Yeah, and I think that might have been...
different.
We don't want anyone to fall out on a job or on telly, you know, that sort of thing. You always want someone to go into the Big Brother and even though it might get feisty, have a good experience.
Yeah.
It seems like she had a 74-year-old lady, has such a horrible experience.
Yeah.
But having watched it, and I fully know that we get a tiny proportion of the day, but it certainly appeared that it would have been more enjoyable for her if she hadn't been so incendiary so quickly, and you could see it in her eyes. The minute, I mean, I don't know whether she even half means what she says. Because the trouble is, as she got up to go, she gave me a kiss and went, bloody good telly, though, eh? And you think, well, didn't you mean any of that then? No, she wasn't Phil Mitchell, I was Melissa. But,
I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
no.
I don't know.
Oh, don't.
And she likes you. She said, I like you, I like you, I like you.
But you were a sod today.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, bless her. And that was fascinating, absolutely fascinating. But if there's one thing I know, and you know, you never want to be absolutely, you know, sort of adamant about something until you're sure in your head. But if there's one thing I'm sure in my head about,
God, what are you gonna
is
say?
that I never want to go in the Big Brother house with Kim. I wouldn't ever want that to happen.
No,
because
I wouldn't want to witness that
would be
either.
little joy. I would think, not much joy.
Well, my favourite bit about today, I mean, you know I'm a big 50 Shades fan anyway, so I'll talk about it, I'll read it, I'll watch it all day long, love it. Now, Alison had the opportunity to go over to LA to go and interview Jamie Dornan and the other one.
Only got eyes for Jamie.
And Dakota. And she did so brilliantly, because I'd have sat there and just gone, hi, Jamie, and then not really said anything.
Well, especially as
she took props.
Walked into... I'll be back in a second.
Come back.
I'll come in... There we go. That she walked in with this. Mm-hmm. Look at that.
This is the actual one as well, isn't it?
Make my year, vote my rear. Because he was a bit disappointed that he hadn't made rear of the year.
So this is the actual Jamie Dornan one. Do you think he tried it on?
I don't know. Our editor's saying, put it on, put it on,
Martin, why don't you come down here and you try it on?
Yeah, let's get him down here to put it on.
Come on. Off you come.
Hang on a second. Oh, I know how it works. There we go.
Perfect. Perfect. So, my favourite bit today, I mean, it was a very specific moment, but it was just before we chatted to our teddy bear doctors that did the open heart surgery on the teddy bears.
Right.
But it was the moment when we came off the break and it looked like we were in a hospital.
Yeah.
And we were playing the music from Casualty.
Yeah.
And there was, like,
the crew
business
split
was going on, and it just felt like we were on set for something medical.
Yeah. Yes, I think... It
felt good.
I absolutely agree.
I think we should chuck those things in every now and then.
Yeah.
Just to, you know...
And we found out that I can't stand the sight of fluff.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll check that darning wasn't done by somebody's grandma or isn't an important part of the character of the bear to keep before we go forwards.
Is it making you feel a bit...
It's the sight of fluff, isn't it?
I just can't stand the sight of fluff. Your chefs made it. You didn't make this? Is this edible?
I would never be able to make that.
I'm glad you had a birthday.
Over a cake when we've got a real-life unicorn here.
That's not a unicorn. That's a pony from the Shetland, whatever it's coming from. What is that?
Shetland.
Shetland, whatever it is there.
From Shetland, yeah.
Nobody's going to believe it's a unicorn.
Shut up!
Don't say
Of course
that.
they are.
It's a unicorn
It's
that's
only
trying
because
to eat your
you're wrecking
cake.
it. There you are.
Look, you should be grateful
Good
the
boy.
unicorn...
Is he a boy?
It's a unicorn.
It's a unicorn.
It's neither male
Yeah, but
nor
he's a
female.
boy. He's a boy unicorn.
There we are.
Well, thank
There
you very
are.
much for my cake, Gina.
Happy
That was a lovely
birthday
surprise.
for,
Thank you for my
tomorrow.
unicorn. And yes, thank you. Actually, just my last day of being 35.
You can ride it home.
Can I?
Yes, you can.
No, I can't. I can fly it home.
Fly it home.
Of course.
Happy birthday.
Don't eat my cake.
Happy
We'll fall
birthday.
out.
We need to talk.
We do need to talk.
Well, actually, you need to talk.
Well, I need to talk about the anniversary of the Full Monty, 20 years on, and we had Alexander Armstrong in studio today because he's hosting a special programme which commemorates the Full Monty, and because they are Full Monty, they're tying it in with a testicular and prostate cancer campaign.
And it's to encourage men to talk about it, which men are very bad at talking about their health, particularly, you know, when they find it a bit embarrassing. But also to encourage them to check themselves, like women have to do breast checks, or we're encouraged to do breast checks. Men are supposed to check themselves.
But Alexander didn't do that because luckily we had Dr. Chris on hand too.
Yeah, sorry about the plum, but it's the nearest I can get to it. So basically, you'd be holding the scrotum, cupped it in your hand like that, and do this after a shower or a bath, because the scrotum hangs lower. And in fact, if you look in the mirror, you might find your left testicle hangs lower than your right. That's quite all right, that happens. So basically, you're starting with a pad of your thumb, and you're just going down the surface of the testicle and up again, and just doing this in a systematic way all the way around.
So if it begins to hurt severely or you find an irregularity...
Well, it shouldn't hurt because testicular cancer is usually painless and the lump is usually a painless lump. You can get a dull ache from testicular cancer or a dull ache in the scrotum or lower abdomen. And then you repeat that on the other side. It's as simple as the pad of your thumb sliding up and down. It's the second easiest cancer to detect.